College basketball season is underway. Jordyn Jenkins, who is a player, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you're about to find out, joins us talking all things UTSA. Locked On Women's Basketball starts now.
You are Locked On Women's Basketball, your daily podcast on women's basketball.
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi there and welcome to Locked On Women's Basketball. I'm your host, Howard Megdal. I want to thank you for making us your first listen every day. Over 300,000 of you showed up in October, a new monthly record for us, the way we show up for you 6 days a week. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, it is not just me, it is the entire incredible team over at thenexthoops.com. We cover the past, present, and future of women's basketball. $9 a month, $72 a year. Make sure you're subscribing because we are going to cover all of it. And Jordyn, this is our first time chatting in person. I just virtually in person, but I have admired your game. For those, just to give you all a sense, our listeners, Jordyn is a forward who can do a little bit of everything. I don't love calling you a forward because you have handling skills, because you are in so many ways sort of this modern player. You're preseason all conference first team for UTSA. There's a lot to get into, and we will in segment 1, talking about your journey, segment 2, talking more about the ins and outs of your game. But just to kind of start it off, to make the decision to transfer, to come to UTSA, kind of take me through as you dawn on this season and get ready to play at Texas A&M on Thursday. Sort of what's going through your mind about your overall journey?
I'm just honestly really excited. This year is obviously has to be my best one. It's my last one. So, the team has been working hard this season, this summer. So we're excited to get out there.
You dominated down the stretch, coming back from a knee injury that cost you, I know, a lot of the season coming in. And I wonder, did you feel like yourself down the stretch? Was there a moment at which it felt normal again? Just kind of take me through what that is. Because obviously to a certain point, you got to trust your body, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was hurt in the spring of, I don't really remember what year was it, like 2024?
22-23, you played 32 games, started 31 of them, but you played 12 this past year.
Right. So yes, this past year I was hurt in the spring. And honestly, that was really hard, especially coming off of such a good season that I had prior. I hurt my knee and it was hard rehabbing and coming back, but I knew I wanted to play this season, and it didn't mean too much about me whether I should sit out or whatever. I just wanted to know if my body was okay, then I was going to perform. Mm-hmm. So I had long rehab and long days, but my athletic trainer and my strength coach really helped me out so much, and I had so much support from my team, literally. So without them it would have been hard to come back that year. But yeah, I was feeling really good, starting to practice with the team more as the season got on, and I was ready to play those games.
You came out of Seattle, and I just feel like sometimes people sleep on just how good the basketball is out of your home city.
Yes.
How much do you feel like growing up there helped kind of shape the kind of player you were and the intensity with which you play the game?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to completely experience the Supersonics, but, we have the Storm, and I was able to experience that. And Seattle has a love for women's basketball, so I kind of grew up with that, after not having the Sonics and just relying on our women's team. So I think that also inspired me to, continue to play basketball. There's a lot of pros coming out of Seattle and mainly just Washington, but yeah.
It's interesting to me also, your original choice, to go to USC, it's a very different experience, obviously, than UTSA. In a lot of ways, your second school, you're coming to build a program and help Coach Karen Aston, who's been on the show, who, obviously has people run through a wall for her. I'm wondering if you can kind of take me through what those processes were like, how they were different, and sort of how you came to UTSA second time around.
Yeah, so ultimately I wanted like something different for myself. And whenever I'd entered the portal, I was talking to, a lot of different coaches, were reaching out to me, but, Karen Aston reaching out to me was different. And, her recruiting process was different. And like, I felt her vision and I felt that she wanted like what was going to be best for me. And like, it's the exact same now, 2 years later. And she cares about everybody on the team. So, it was just something different that I wanted. And, coming to UTSA, there's a lot of fans here. It's like very communal. So like you want to put on for your school. And I feel like we're kind of getting to that point. And this is my third year here. We've been doing better every season. So yeah, I just feel like with her vision and like her determination, like standing behind her, we're going to get things done.
How proud of your team were you to come in? The AAC is a conference that people need to not sleep on. And there's a lot of depth of talent there. And to come in, not just to win the 18 games, but to come away with a winning record in the conference. You guys were picked, I know, near the bottom last year in the preseason. I don't remember offhand what number it is. I'll bet you do what number it was, but it was
like 8. It was 8. Yeah,
it was 8. And so, to come through with the success that you had, was there a level of joy, not just the fact that, this is a team that's exceeding expectations, but doing it at a program that like you guys are really building for the first time in some fundamental ways?
Yeah. So it's like starting off like my first year here, I didn't feel like we necessarily had any expectations. Obviously from our coaching staff, we did. So, it was kind of easy to get my feet wet. But then as the season got on and as, we realized how much talent we had on our team, we knew that we could be better and we could be great. So it's really just about us and how we want to perform because we are really talented this year and we've been talented. So I just want it to keep going, even when I'm leaving here.
And what does that mean for this year before we get into beyond? Because also in segment 3, we're going to talk about, the world ahead for you and the way it's kind of opening up.
Yeah.
But just for this team this year, do you have numbers in mind? Is it 20 wins? Is it the NCAA tournament? What are you guys talking like internally right now?
Yeah. So we know having a 20 winning game season is like a winning season. Like you can get bids from that. But, we really want to win our conference championship. That's what we want to do. We want to get there and we want to go play in the NCAA tournament. We were close last year and had a hard loss, and we had lost twice in a row in the semifinals. So I know what that feels like to lose twice like that. And, it doesn't feel good. So I feel like we have so much to prove and we're just excited. We want to win that.
First team all preseason AAC, rightly so. And again, we're going to get more into the specifics of your game in segment 2. But I just wonder from a personal perspective, knowing it's your last year, are you spending some extra time trying to take it all in? You're going to experience now a series of lasts, right? Thursday night, you're going to play Texas A&M, the last first game of your college career. And I just wonder what your strategy is for that.
I'm definitely trying to take it all in. I remember playing our first scrimmage against UIW and we were in our starter huddle and I was like, last first scrimmage and, whatever, me and Nina, our other senior, said that. And then again in our exhibition game, we're like, last first exhibition game. So it's sad and it's something you don't really want to talk about because you don't know what the future holds, but it's exciting to like play hard one last time.
if you will forgive the point of personal privilege, the future is incredibly bright for you. So back with a lot more with Jordyn Jenkins after this. But first, Locked On Women's Basketball is brought to you by Built. Are you feeling like you're stuck in this loop of rent payments and you just watch your money vanish into thin air? Well, it's time to turn that rent game around and start earning some serious rewards. That's where Built Rewards comes in. Built is breaking ground as a neighborhood rewards program that hooks you up with points on your rent. Every month, pay your rent and watch the Built, B-I-L-T, points roll in. Use points to jet off on a dream vacation. Put your points towards a flight or a hotel stay with over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties. You can also use your points to book fitness studio classes, redeem toward a future rent payment. They're designed to meet you where you are. Pay rent hassle-free through the Built Rewards app. Your rent game just got a major upgrade. Earn points by paying rent now when you go to joinbuilt.com/lockedonnba. That's joinbuilt.com/lockedonnba. Make sure you use our URL so they know we sent you. Joinbuilt.com/lockedonnba to start earning your points with rent payments today. Locked On Women's Basketball is also brought to you by Game Time. And women's basketball season is here. There are going to be tough tickets for you, whether it's at Carver Hawkeye Arena, whether it's down in South Carolina. You're going to want to sit where you want to sit to watch the best teams around. Paige Becker's in UConn, tougher ticket than ever. Game Time's got you covered. You can either, whether it's last second deals, making sure that you turn on the app option to get all in pricing, your 360-degree seat views, which you've heard me talk about. Get that panoramic view in your app before you buy. All of this and more. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Back here in segment 2 with Jordyn Jenkins, UTSA. And I want to dig in, and those who listen know I like to get nerdy. So I'm going to get a little nerdy with the numbers and talk to you about this, because one of my favorite things about your comeback last year from injury was your effectiveness at getting to the rim and finishing at the rim. This is something for those who may not have seen you play. And again, like, I can't stress this enough. Like, go see Jordyn Jenkins play, like, as soon as humanly possible. Okay. But specifically, like, you are just this load getting to the rim. You get downhill and people cannot stop you from finishing. And so if you'll forgive the numbers, I just want people to hear it, right? Mm-hmm. Last year, 2022-23, I should say, which I guess is officially now 2 years ago, you shot 66.7% at the rim, which is just an incredible efficiency. And you got there 37.5% of the time. So again, people just were not keeping you out of the lane, not keeping you from the rim. Mm-hmm. Even after your return last year, you're still shooting 62% from at the rim. You got there 37.7% of the time. And both those numbers went up over your final 5 games, where it seemed like you were starting to get more adjusted as you went. What is it about your game that allows you to be so effective getting to the rim and finishing? And how much is that a point of emphasis, not just from you, but from the coaching staff as well?
I think the reason why you can say I'm so consistent around the rim is just growing up, I played on the same AAU team since I was like in 3rd grade to 9th grade. Mm-hmm. And so I had a lot of chemistry with my teammates, and I feel like that allowed me to just be comfortable and play however I wanted. People say I have like really good footwork, so that also helps. I like to bring up that I was a cheerleader, so that's why I have good footwork.
Nice.
But yeah, I just think I really like strive and thrive off of consistency. So I just am really looking for the best possible shot.
Anyone who pretends that cheer is not a sport and a really significant sport does not have any idea what they're talking about.
Right.
And
right.
So all right. So footwork, strength, ability to get there, an understanding of sort of where you are on the court. And again, just, your ability to know where to be and where to anticipate where to go next, I think is a real separator for you. And I say that as part of the way in which it seems like your game is expanding outward. And so we look at what you're able to do from beyond the arc, and any interest in playing at the next level has to involve becoming a 3-level scorer. This is something that teams that are looking at you are going to see and understand that you're able to do. What was it that allowed you to take your 3-point shooting and elevate it the way that you did? I mean, you look at what you managed to do last year, again, coming back from an injury, from a significant injury that cost you 11 months. And you shot 43.8% from 3, and it was the most 3-point attempts per game of your entire career. Where does that come from?
Whenever I was rehabbing, with my knee and everything, I was still on the court 100%. And, form shooting and stationary shooting is perfect for somebody who, isn't able to run at the moment. So, I did a lot of that and a lot of working out with my coach and my position coach, Coach Cam. And he's really helped my jumper completely ever since I got here. So that's just a big shout out to him. He's, corrects me every time I'm short. Like he'll be like, shoot it up. Like I can just hear him every time. So yeah, just really a lot of getting in the gym. And, just because I wasn't playing those games doesn't mean I wasn't probably sweating way more than my teammates that day.
Well, I wonder, I mean, in some ways, not that you'd ever wish for an injury, do you think that helped you develop your jump shot in a way that it would have been harder to do just doing what you typically would?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I think that, having all that extra time to just work on my jumper was probably what I needed. Like, instead of practicing or whatever, I was just spending an hour with my coach, which, the other people weren't doing at the time. So my other teammates weren't doing at the time. So
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that, but everything happens for a reason.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So to that end, talk to me about your goals, where you want to play at the next level. Like you said, you grew up with the Storm again, and I'm going to I know front offices listen to this show, so I'm just going to reiterate, like, go get a live look at Jordyn and what she brings. I've covered this league a long time. I understand how this works and what is necessary. Take me through your vision for this and what you want at the professional level.
Yeah, I just am hoping that I just want to be a pro, and whether it's to be overseas or to get drafted is just something that's a goal of mine. So whatever it is, I'm grateful for it.
Do you envision it? Do you let yourself visualize that?
Yes, I envision myself since I've never played at home, like, I didn't stay home for college, and after my second choice, I still didn't. So yeah, it would be cool to be a pro at home. Definitely.
So you picture yourself playing in Seattle is the idea.
Yeah, I think that my family would like absolutely love it since it's them. They've been traveling to my games all the time. So, I mean, yeah, that would be awesome. But anywhere, I would be so grateful to play for.
You come up on Thursday at Texas A&M. It feels like an opportunity for this team to really send a message for who they are. Texas A&M obviously is loaded. Are you guys treating this like an opportunity to introduce yourself to the country in that way?
Absolutely. Coach is taking everything so serious in practice and in scout. She does that anyways. But yeah, we definitely know that this game could really set the tone for our season and let our fans know and like everybody know that, like, we're good and we want to show our talent. So we have to come out on Thursday and play hard, but, this is a good opportunity for us to have fun and show people what we got.
I'm excited to see it. Well, back in just a moment with final thoughts with Jordyn Jenkins, UTSA. I'm Howard Megdal. You're listening to Locked On Women's Basketball. Locked On Women's Basketball is brought to you by FanDuel. And look, my Giants are not playing well. They're not playing well, okay? But NFL action, it continues. I understand there are other teams. Save yourself. Go watch a different team and not just watch. You can now, as a new customer, bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Again, bet $5 on, let's be real, some team other than the Giants. And if you win, you get $150 in bonus bets. You can go check out, keep tabs on how you're doing over at the FanDuel app. You can check out the latest stats, view the live play-by-play, and so much more on the same place where you place your bets, FanDuel.com, to join today. Locked On Women's Basketball is also brought to you by Hims. Hims is changing men's healthcare. How? Well, look, your sex life is important, but your schedule is busy. Maybe you don't have time to go to the doctor's office to get treated for ED. So through Hims, you can get a personalized ED treatment without ever stepping foot outside your door. Hims provides access to a range of doctor-trusted ED treatments like chewable hard mints, Viagra, Cialis, and their generics for up to 95% cheaper. Process for Hims is 100% online, so no need for those doctor's visits. She just answers a series of questions on the site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you in discreet packaging for free. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. How do you do it? Start your free online visit today at hims.com/lockedon. That's HIMS.com/lockedon for your personalized ED treatments. hims.com/lockedon. The products mentioned are chewable, compounded products which are not approved by or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. So before we go, I just a couple of things. First, playing for Karen, I'm just wondering, what's your kind of go-to memory when you think of what it's been like to come here and be part of the program build with her? It can be anything small or big. I'm just wondering what jumps to mind.
I honestly, like, every day in practice, it's fun with her because we have like a different relationship.
Mhm.
And so I'm just like really comfortable with her. So like there will be like little times where like I can see her smile or something, or like I can know that I can like laugh with her for like a half a second before she like switches back into coach.
Mhm.
So I always love things like that. But honestly, winning, who did we beat? I think whenever we beat Rice in the CUSA conference tournament,
Mhm.
that was like a really, really fun time in the locker room. So
I love that.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I just, to summarize, and I think this is important, you've been in different programs through the years. The thing that keeps on going forward is you improve. You were Pac-12 most improved player. You come and you go from newcomer of the year, your player of the year in Conference USA. Listen, unless the earth crashes into the sun, you're going to be right there at the center of the either player of the year or right up there in the conference. Now, what is it that drives you? What is it that makes you continue to push to get better and better at this game?
I think I just have a lot to prove for myself, and I feel like I owe myself whatever I want. And making the transition to come here has been so amazing, like for my mental and for my physical. And so, yeah, I just want to keep making myself happy and keep, making other people happy too.
Wow. It's been wonderful to see. I'm glad we get to chat about it today. And we're wishing you nothing but the best. To our listeners, make sure you check out UTSA and Jordyn Jenkins. It's a team that is going to be a fun watch. I promise you that. And they're going to do more than whatever the predicted value is of their season. I can guarantee you that. So I'll be back with you tomorrow, of course, talking more about women's basketball, as we always do here 6 days a week. Until then, I'm Howard Megdal, wishing all of you a wonderful Tuesday.
You are Locked On Women's Basketball, your daily podcast on women's basketball.
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.